like to call this public hearing to order. This is regarding local law number 13 of 2022, Delaware County occupancy tax law for lodging establishments and short-term rentals. I ask if anyone has a comment to make in regard to this local law to please stand and give your full name and the town from which you live in. At this time, if you are interested in speaking, please feel free. Jessica, is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak?
I just sent a message out and so far, no one has
No one's requesting, Jess? Okay, if there's no one that wishes or desires to speak, I'll officially declare this public hearing over. We'll move right into our regular scheduled meeting. Call the meeting to order. Please call roll call.
Gladstone. Here. Molay.
Here.
Merrill. Valente. Here. Tuthill.
Here.
Axtell.
Here.
Taggart.
Here.
Marshfield.
Here.
Vernal. Isel.
Here.
Haynes.
Here.
Scott. Ellis.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Hinckley.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Kosher.
Here.
Layton.
Here.
Seta.
Here.
Okay, please join us for the invocation by Mr. Marshfield and pledge to the flag, Mr. Isel.
Dear Lord, please bless the leaders of this county that we may be a people at peace with ourselves and create a blessing to those we serve. Give us the foresight to provide for the needs of our citizens and make wise decisions for the well-being of our residents over and above any personal gains. Let all that we do and say spring out of understanding and kind hearts. We ask a blessing for our 45,000 residents to this county, for the unemployed, for the poor and neglected, for the oppressed, for the victims of addiction, and for those dealing with losses and sorrows. Please bless our families, our children, our aged, our law enforcement, our emergency personnel, and our persons serving in the military. We ask you to protect them, be their teacher and their guide. May we always be mindful of our words, our actions, of which is best for our great county and our respective 19 towns. This we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in a salute to our flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approval from our last board meeting's minutes. Were there any additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, they will stand as submitted. Communications.
All communications have been forwarded to the appropriate committees.
At this time, we have a special guest that I'm very pleased to introduce, our New York State Senator, Mike Martucci. You can, anywhere you want.
You tell me. I'll come up that way in case you stand behind there.
Yeah. You want to stand behind the podium then?
No, I can do whatever you like.
Okay. Yep, I don't know her name.
13. I'll leave you with these for anybody that didn't
Thank
get one.
you.
You can hand them out.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yes. I guess I'll go over here. So, hello everyone. First of all, thank you, Chairwoman, for having me, and thank you all for your warm welcome. I have had the opportunity to work with not all 19 supervisors, but 6 of you for the last year. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mike Martucci, and I'm the state senator who represents the 42nd State Senate District. I've represented that district since January of 2021. And the reason I'm here today, besides currently representing part of Delaware County, is because, as many of you are aware, a redistricting process just took place, which takes place every 10 years in this state. And one of the really positive parts of that redistricting process is Delaware County will be united in a single state Senate district, much like it was years ago. And I think that's certainly to the benefit of the folks in this room and certainly your constituents and the constituents around this county, because it really does kind of generate a single point of contact for all of you with respect to Senate issues. My goal today was simple. One, to introduce myself to those of you that I did not know. And two, Tina has my cards here up in the front. Some of you, I may have given one to in the last hour or so. But what I want you to all know is I'm a resource to you. Sort of in these redistricting years, it's a strange time because you may have a current representative who's handing you off to a new one. But what I want you to know is we can be helpful to you, regardless of which of the 19 towns you're from or represent here in the county, especially as we undergo this transition. Many of you know my colleagues, Senator Oberaker and Senator Akshar, who represent parts of this county along with me now. The three of us work very closely together. So again, if you've got any issues that we can be helpful with, please feel free to send them over to my office and we'll make sure they get to the right person. Certainly just for all of your knowledge, one of the big things going on right now in Albany is the state budget. It's something that's undertaken largely in the month of March by the legislature and voted on as close to April 1st as practical. We're always a few days late, hopefully not too late. I want you to know that one of our focuses is going to be to make sure that this county has the resources it needs to be successful, whether we're talking about highway money, school funding, aid to municipalities, all the things that are important for you to make sure that you can get your job done well. So certainly if there's anything within that scope of the budget you want to discuss with me afterward, again, please grab one of my cards, give me a call. I'll be happy to chat with any of you. And I think I'll be seeing and hearing from all of you a whole lot more. But I know you've got a busy agenda today, so I will get out of your hair. But again, I want to thank the chairwoman for having me. And I want you to know that again, I'm going to be a resource for you, not only on county-wide issues here, but also things going on in your individual municipalities. So,
Great.
thank
you
so much,
very
Chairman. I
much.
appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I'm going to speak. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, standing committee reports. Anyone have a standing committee report? Okay, if not, we will move on to resolutions. Is Jerry Vernald on Zoom, Jess?
Yes.
Okay. Can he hear us?
Yes, he just waited.
Okay, good. Okay, we'll start off with resolution number 24.
Pull that up and move for its adoption.
2022 Budget Amendment, appropriation of American Rescue Plan funding.
I'd just like to give a little explanation report if I could. Okay.
Yes.
Since our last meeting, our ARPA committee agreed to fund 3 more projects since the ones I reported to you last month. And some of the projects on this resolution are last month and this month. One project being a $4,000 grant to the village of Franklin to do a septic study for a small on-site septic system for 6 commercial businesses in the village. Currently, these commercial businesses have subpar or no septic system at all. The benefits of this study will be to help retain and develop those businesses as they exist today. The economic benefits to the county would be substantial if we were to help these businesses thrive and add to our economy. Another project we approved was $1,500,000 for a backup ambulance service to our much needed and appreciated county volunteer and paid ambulance squads. This resolution and ensuing discussion will be coming before this board at the next board meeting in March. It's not part of this resolution. As always, it is a decision of this board, as it is on any of these projects, whether to give the final approval for the funding or not. The third project was approved by our committee in February was $265,000 to the Delaware Valley Agricultural Society. This funding is to pay for Department of Health pandemic recommendations as it relates to more hands-free equipment, such as automatic flush toilets, automatic urinal replacements, automatic sink faucets, automatic hand dryers, and it did include 1,100 feet of water line replacement that needs it done quite badly. The Agricultural Society is a nonprofit 501c3, and they host many events during a year's time at their Walton property. Such events are the one-week county fair. They have snowmobile races there, weddings, graduations, reunions, several horse shows over a year's time. They have a monster truck show. The Delaware County Highway Truck Rodeo is held down there, and National Guard training is held there. They have a cattle sales and venue down there. Relay for Life and Vacation Bible Schools are held there. Along with, they have a fall festival as a benefit for cancer research. So you see they have many events down there other than the fair. These events in total will see around 125,000 visitors, adding an estimated economic and physical impact to our county economy of between $5 and $6 million. We originally received their request for funding in June of '21 for $582,624, and we settled on the above stated projects for $265,000. Our committee focused on what was the best for Delaware County and our attendees, our youth, our 4-H programs, our emergencies and fire services, for our farmers, our local residents in need of a place to hold events, fundraisers for needed research, and we wanted safety for all. Does it please 100% of our population? Probably not. But I'm here to tell you today that we acted in the best interest of our county residents and businesses, and well within the guidelines of the current state laws as approved by our governor. Our ARPA committee's responsibility is to spend our stimulus dollars on projects that will affect the larger part of our county, and to do it in a responsible and legal manner. With that, our ARP committee continues to recommend support of this resolution for the Cornell Cooperative Extension Grant, Delaware Valley Ag Society, Village of Delhi, Village of Franklin, and the Soldiers Monument Project here in Delhi. So that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them on behalf of the committee.
I'd just like to show support for the committee. I think they're doing a great job, and they're covering a lot of different areas that the county needs. Thank you.
We really try to look at every project in depth, and I mean, we've had this application from Delaware Valley Ag Society since June. Well, maybe we hung on it too long, but we scrutinized. They had many more projects than this, and this is what we came up with. But we just don't act on the spur of a notion on these projects. So.
Thank you very much.
Because of the sensitivity of one of the appropriations, and my question is, can we amend the motion to vote on these individually?
I can hardly hear him.
Can we do that?
Wayne was wanting to vote on each one individually instead of together.
That's a motion in a second.
The
It's up to you
committee is
guys.
done.
Whatever. I would say you vote as a group, and then if you're not in agreement with one of them, vote against the resolution.
I'd have to agree with that.
That's my opinion.
Was there a motion for this?
Yep,
Who was it made by?
for the resolution,
Yes.
Wayne made the motion,
Wayne, you made the motion,
and I second.
and Jeff
Yeah.
seconded.
Right.
Yes.
So we got a motion and a second.
Other discussion?
Okay,
If I may just, we focused on what the recommendations for the Department of Health in that original request, and like Wayne said, it was 500 plus thousand, and we focused on what more in line with the COVID restrictions in the grants that we received, so that was a big part of our discussion, focusing on what the Department of Health recommended. And I just also like to tie in, you mentioned 125,000, I'd like to break that up a little bit more. During the Delaware County Fair, which is held in August, it was roughly, on average, over the last 10 years, 75,000 in attendance. The 10 or 12 other events that happen throughout the year which benefit Delaware County has a combined attendance of about 50,000. So it isn't just about the Delaware County Fair, it's about the total Delaware Valley Agricultural Society's operations down there, so. I just wanted to.
That's an important point. We are granting to the Delaware Valley Agricultural Society, not the county fair. County fair is just a portion of what they do down there. So that, thank you.
any other comments, questions? Okay, please call the roll.
Gladstone. Molay.
Yes.
Valente. Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell. Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal.
Yes.
Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Is Davis on there?
Yes, he's here.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson. Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
No.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, it passed.
Okay, it passed. Resolution number 25.
I'll bring resolution number 25 to the floor and move for its adoption.
Second.
2022 Budget Amendment Acceptance of 2022 Bulletproof Vest Partnership Grant, Sheriff's Office.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente. Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal. Vernal. Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 26.
I bring this up and move for its adoption. Yes, that will be.
Second.
2022 Budget Amendment, Establishment of Delaware County Tourism Budget, Department of Economic Development.
Questions on this?
We did square up with the Chamber of Commerce. That case is now closed. Delaware County is fully the tourism promotion agency. All the money's in the right place. All the money is accounted for.
Thank you, Dennis. Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente.
Yes.
Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal. Vernal.
Yes, delayed a little.
Okay. Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson. Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 27.
I'll move that resolution.
Second.
2022 Budget Amendment, Acceptance of Shine Funding, Office for the Aging.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal. Hold on. Okay. Isel,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 28.
Move that resolution for adoption.
Second.
I'll second it.
2022 budget amendment, acceptance of COVID-19 ARP ADRC vaccine access funding, Office for the Aging.
We spoke, what was it, yesterday? Yesterday at committee, and Public Health is contracted with an outside agency to do these homebound vaccinations. So if you know anyone that is in need of that, the contact, I suppose, either OFA or Public Health, and they've got 30 on the list right now of vaccinations. They do some of them are in need of the first vaccination. It's a 2-shot thing. And then there's many that are in need of a booster. So they do both.
Okay, please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente, Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Darn him.
Isel,
Yeah.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson, Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 29.
I'll move that one for adoption.
Second.
2022 budget amendment, accepted of COVID-19 ARP Vax 5 funding, Office for the Aging.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente, Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell, Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal.
Vernal.
I was trying to be quiet.
See?
Isel,
Yeah.
he heard you. Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 30.
Pull that one up for adoption. I tell you, there's all sorts of money going around, man.
2022 budget amendment, acceptance of COVID-19 ARP CMC 6 funding, Office for the Aging.
A lot of these are to do with home delivered meals like this one here, and it's needed in that program. It's more costly to deliver the meals than it is to people coming in to congregate sites.
Is Office for the Aging open, the meal site is not open?
Not
It's
yet.
not open.
Is that because it's federally controlled? Or is it
No.
county controlled? or
No,
state?
it's a local decision between OFA and DO. In other words, while this COVID thing is around, they don't want, if their staff gets COVID, then they're really in the soup. So they just soon keep everything separate for the time being.
But they are delivering the home delivered
Yes.
Yeah,
meals.
they're delivered to home.
They also mentioned that they didn't think the attendance would be
Enough to
sufficient.
make up the difference.
Right.
That's what they're finding from other counties.
No, I just a question why, you know, it was federally
I think when they,
controlled or not, or whatever, because they still have everything shut down. Delaware County is supposed to be open now.
I think when they do one, Jeff, they're gonna open like one and see how things go, but they surmise that maybe the attendance isn't gonna be what it was, because people are used to having it delivered home, but some of them want socialization, so they're anxious to get back.
Just a question, who was controlling?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente.
Yes.
Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield. Vernal.
Yes.
Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 31.
Pull that up, move for its adoption.
I'll second that.
2022 Budget Amendment, acceptance of COVID-19 ARP HDC 6 funding, Office for the Aging.
Question? Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente.
Yes.
Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal. Vernal. Isel.
Yeah.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson. Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 32.
Pull that up, move its adoption.
2022 Budget Amendment, acceptance of COVID-19 ARP SSC 6 funding, Office for the Aging.
It's like Groundhog Day, keeps coming up. Any questions on this? Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente. Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal.
Yes.
Isel.
Yeah.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson. Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 33.
I'll pull that up, move for its adoption.
Second.
And
2022 Budget Amendment, acceptance of COVID-19 ARP FCC 6 funding, Office for the Aging.
Just, because I'm seeing all this ARP, this is ARP, it's different monies
Oh,
than the,
they're different codes, Dennis. Did you catch all that yesterday, Joe?
No, I-
Gee, they're different codes. You'll notice they're about the same wording, but they got different codes to them.
But it's not the same as our,
No, no.
ARP.
Yeah, this is a different resource for that.
Through the
Significant.
ARP, through the state.
I couldn't.
okay, kindly call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente. Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes,
Vernal.
darn.
Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson. Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 34.
I'll pull that up, move its adoption.
2022 Budget Amendment, acceptance of COVID-19 ARP PHC 6 funding, Office for the Aging.
Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente. Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal. Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 35.
I'd like to bring this up to the board for approval.
Second.
2022 Budget Amendment, amend flood buyout 2016 through 2018 as established by Resolution Number 89 of 2018 for the Governor's Office of Storm Recovery, Office of Housing and Urban Development, and Federal Emergency Management Agency for the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program for a voluntary flood buyout in the Village and Town of Sydney Planning Department.
Expenses
ask Ms. Shelley a question. So any local expenses to do with all these transactions are our own dime, or?
So this fund is the county's dime, so this fund actually covers the taxes the county has to pay on those properties, so they come off the tax rolls, it covers any kind of liability for environmental cleanups that might be necessary, that type of thing. We only have 5 properties left to close out of the 115, so hopefully this will be the last event and I have to make for that. But we don't have enough money to cover those 5 closings.
So when do they go back to the village then?
So afterwards, I have to do a reuse plan with the village, so make sure that FEMA approves of what the parcels will be used for in the future, and then we can transfer it. So it'll probably be a few years before we actually transfer them.
Okay, please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente, Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal, Isel,
Yeah.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 36.
I bring this up, move for its adoption.
Second.
Appropriation of surplus, Department of Public Works.
Questions on this? Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Isel,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 37.
I bring this up, move for its adoption.
Second.
Authorization for awards, Delaware County Department of Public Works, letting of January the 26th.
Questions for Sue?
Page 26.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Isel,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 38.
I bring this up, move for its adoption.
Second.
Authorization for awards, Delaware County Department of Public Works, letting of January the 27th of 2022. 31.
Questions on this? Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Isel,
Yeah.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 39.
I bring this up, move for its adoption.
Second.
Authorization for awards, Delaware County Department of Public Works, letting of January the 26th, 2022.
Questions?
First time I've seen a couple bids on tree cutting. Quite a bit difference in value, but
Kindly call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
yeah.
Vernal,
Yes.
Isel,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 40.
I bring this up, move for its adoption.
Second.
Authorization for awards, Delaware County Department of Public Works, letting of January the 28th of 2022.
What's the conveyor
For
for?
the composting facility.
This is the conveyor in the compost facility that goes from the initial waste receiving hopper into the bioreactor. So it takes the most abuse of all of our conveyors.
This installed.
That's an install price. Yep, supply and install.
Please call the roll.
Been quite a few years.
17.
17.
All right, so then take it well.
That's cool.
Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente. Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart.
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal.
Yes.
Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 41.
I bring this up, move for its adoption.
Second.
Change order number 2 of proposal number 28-21. General Building Construction Contract, Department of Public Works.
Everything's going up in price, is that it?
These are field change adjustments. This is not a reflection of change in material costs.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente.
Yes.
Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart. Marshfield.
Yes.
Vernal. Is he there? Vernal.
Went out for a cocktail.
He's gone.
Okay,
Yeah,
skip.
looks like he's. Okay. Isel. Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 42.
I'll bring this up and ask for approval.
Second it.
Change order number 3 for the Delaware County Behavioral Health Facility.
This resolution and the next one will finish out the plumbing contract, and the second one will finish the HVAC contract. So all we'll have left is the electrical, which everything is done, we're just waiting on final paperwork. And Upstate on the general contract has some work they have to finish this spring. So we're getting closer to done.
Okay, please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente.
Yes.
Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart. Marshfield.
Yes.
Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 43.
I'll bring this up and move for approval.
Second.
Change order number 4 for the Delaware County Behavioral Health Facility.
Please call the roll.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Molay.
Yes.
Valente.
Yes.
Tuthill.
Yes.
Axtell.
Yes.
Taggart. Marshfield.
Yes.
Isel.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Hinckley.
Yes.
Wilson. Kosher.
Yes.
Layton.
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Resolution number 44.
I'll bring this up and move for its adoption.
Second.
Authorization for disposition of personal property no longer necessary for public use, economic development.
So voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 45.
I'll bring this up.
Voice or individual?
Second it.
Increase in rate for mileage reimbursement.
Questions? So voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 46.
I'll bring resolution number 46 to the floor and ask for its approval.
Second.
Approval tentative agreement between the New York State Nurses Association, NYSNA, and Delaware County.
Voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 47.
Yep.
Yes, I'd like to bring resolution 47 up, please. Second.
Public hearing on 8-year review of Agricultural District Number 3.
Questions? Public hearing will be next board meeting, March 9th at 1 o'clock. Voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 48.
Bring this up, move for its adoption.
Second.
Authorization to enter into a license agreement with the Town of Middletown in connection with the construction of the sewage collection system serving along County Route 6 in the hamlet of New Kingston.
Questions? Voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 49.
Bring this up and move for its adoption.
Second.
In opposition to decreasing the farm labor overtime threshold, Department of Economic Development.
For instance, the hay's down, it's gonna rain tomorrow. I need you here at first light, we're working till dark. Tomorrow you can hang out in the barn, it's gonna be raining all day, fix a few things. That's how a farm operation runs. That's something that people that oppose this never heard in their life. I often tell family members mostly, but employees, you want a weekend off? Our weekends in the greenhouse business are January and February. If you ain't willing to work 7 days a week in May, I can't do it. Now, I do pay overtime, my retail side. Production, we work it out. They get paid all year long. But they're there when I need them. That's the way agriculture works. There's someone else that sets our office seat. We don't have temperature controls. We don't have building managers. We work under God's sky. And that's a little harder to predict. It's a little harder to work with. This is ridiculous. This is clearly written by people that are clueless. Thank you very much.
You'd be paying overtime on when?
Yeah. So,
You seriously would?
absolutely.
The
When,
rest of the week?
when the sun's shining. You know, but how about I have you work that 12 hours, 8 hours, 10, whatever they want, and then lay off?
Oh, it's an easy day.
Easy. Clueless. You're absolutely right.
What's it gonna do?
Spoke like someone that's been there.
What it's also gonna do is increase the waste. Because on, especially vegetable growers and stuff like that, you know, if they gotta go overtime after 40 hours, you know, some of the crop will not get harvested because they can't afford to pay the overtime. You know, there's not the profit in it to do that. So are we gonna vote for something that is to, I agree with, Bud and Dennis, and that's the hard part about farming. It isn't 4 days or 5 days a week. It's a way of life you want to do it. You've got to love it. But if we're going to be throwing away food and all that because of this overtime deal, it's really a terrible waste for society. It's not just dairy, it's not just the owners. The public is going to lose too, because if, let's say, if it's 5 days a week, that's Saturday and Sunday, that's almost a third of your week, or more than a third of the week, you're going to be throwing the product away. And there are starving people in this country and in this world. If we don't want to feed people, control population. Well, I mean, if you don't throw away food, you can't feed them, so you want them to starve, right?
Yeah, I get it now.
Okay, Mr. Marshfield?
Yeah, I just want to say, this is a crazy thing to even think about doing. This is a good resolution, but in 2019, I went to Kingston and presented the similar resolution to a bunch of state and assembly representatives that met there. And I asked them a question. I said, how many of you have been on a farm, and I'm specifically more saying a dairy farm, not a one raised their hand. Some of them have never been on a dairy farm. And here they were trying the same thing back in 19. And they finally settled on 60 hours, which I thought was some kind of a win, but not what it should have been. Then I asked them, I said, do you realize that farm workers get benefits over and above pay, that some of them get housing thrown in, some of them get beef and milk products thrown in, and they weren't aware of that. But that's the way it is. And so they finally ruled that they'd go down to 60 hours. Now they're trying this 40-hour thing again. Having had a dairy farming background, I know the daily requirements of farming, and most of you do here. The weather has much to do with it, with hours needed to gather crops, especially when the sun shines. The crop gathering has to neatly fit into between two milking times, usually 5 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at 7 or 8 at night. I also know that a farm worker may get called to the barn at 2 a.m. in the morning to deliver a calf, spend countless hours trying to repair machinery in order to harvest the crops, sanitizing equipment for the next milking, and many other farm-related projects, too numerous to mention. If this law goes through, more farmers will close their businesses, and God only knows that's what's happened in Delaware County. They'll close their businesses as they've already done. Some could downsize to something where only their families can manage the farm, laying off farm workers that they no longer will need. Today's farms are receiving rock bottom prices for their products, and we're asking them to cover more expenses. And I think it's ridiculous, and we need to support this resolution. I mean, it's wild. That's all.
Are there any other comments on this? It's a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 50.
No, that's me, isn't it? Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll pull that up for its adoption.
Resolution calling for support of the 2022 State of the State proposals for veterans and military families throughout New York State.
As Senator Martucci said, now is time, budget time, state budget time, and this resolution has to do a lot with that in support of many of the proposed pieces of the Veteran Service Agency. Currently, we get $10,000 a year given to our Veteran Service Agency to support veterans and families that are having financial difficulties. And we're asking, and there was a proposal to increase that to $25,000. Fresh food vouchers are part of this resolution. Hire a vet tax credit, digital veterans welcome centers. and affordable housing and other things that are in here, but generally, our committee supports this, and we thought about doing one resolution for each one of these, but we said put them all, there's several resolutions in this one, so we appreciate your support.
Okay, this is a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. We have a few not pre-filed resolutions. I'll waive Rule 10 without objection. Move on to not pre-filed resolution number 51.
I'd like to bring this up and refer commissioner adoption.
Second.
Bob served our town very well, and the time he was there, he wasn't afraid, as you all know, afraid to express his opinion and so forth, but bottom line, he did a fantastic job managing the financial affairs of the town, and really had good interest and so forth. But he did a really good job for the town.
Thank you. You always knew where you stood with him.
Absolutely.
I really, really liked working with him. He was, Bob McCarthy was a straight shooter, a man of his word. A little too fond of controversy for my taste, but believe it or not. He made me seem like a wallflower, didn't he? But what a terrific man, I consider him a friend.
Okay, this is a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Not pre-filed resolution number 52.
I'll bring this up.
Payment of audit.
Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal.
You bet.
Yeah, he's back.
Yes.
Isel,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, I have one appointment to make to the Community Services Board. Dr. Christine Rackley of Masonville will be replacing Michael Krasinski. Does the board have any other business to be brought forward?
One question I should have asked earlier for the ARPA committee, about how much money do we have left in our capital office?
Wayne, how much money is left to be spent on the,
There, 2.2 million plus 1.5 million, 3.7, something like that.
So
The
DPW.
reason I say that is because 1.5 resolution's coming before the board next meeting for that ambulance thing.
Okay, so you'll be getting a visit from the DPW.
Pardon?
You'll be getting a visit. You'll become popular. We're gonna get a visit from the DPW
Yeah.
committee. You know, we have certain needs that we'd like to see
Yeah.
addressed. Now that it's opened up,
Yeah.
thank you.
And I will say that next meeting, there will be a representative coming on some county broadband,
survey?
And we're gonna do something about the Wi-Fi and whatever internet infrastructure here in this building.
We've already approved that.
Yeah, okay, we already did.
Yeah, that-
But today demonstrated the need. We also have to vote on the
Oh,
occupancy
right.
tax law.
What number is that?
It's local law number 13.
Oh, it's, right, local law number 13 of 2022.
Do I bring this up?
Yes, you bring
I
it
bring
up.
this up, this law, and ask for its approval.
All right, can I go ahead and call?
Yep.
Gladstone,
Yeah.
Molay,
Yes.
Valente,
Yes.
Tuthill,
Yes.
Axtell,
Yes.
Taggart,
Yes.
Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Isel,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Davis, Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Seta.
Yes.
Okay, the only other business I have, next meeting, March 9th, we will be putting our desks back and going back to normal.
Thank you.
Okay? With that, the meeting is adjourned.